Hope deferred makes the heart sick, but a desire fulfilled, that's the tree of life. I'm here at one of my trees of life. A few years ago, I put something on my vision board, something that was important to me, something that represented who I was, who I wanted to be, what I wanted to do, and that something was right here. It's right here at Lake Coeur d'Alene, Idaho. I love the idea of adventuring. I love the idea of getting out there. I love the idea of being in nature and just kind of seeing what happens. And yesterday, as a matter of fact, I got to check one off from the old vision board. My wife and I actually, and our children, paddleboarded right in this very lake, this very area. Something exactly the picture that I'd posted onto my vision board 3 years ago. Now, it was born from the past. It was born from an idea where here I was yearning to come back to this beautiful place that I loved. And this is what I wanted to appear as, this adventurer. And can I tell you, yesterday, when we were out there splashing, playing, paddling, jumping into this clear blue water, it was better than I had imagined it. See, I believe this. I believe that as we go along in this journey, we're going to live a story, and most of us, we end up being almost like not the main actor in this story, or not the, we don't have the leading role, we're a supporting role. And I really like the idea, and I cling to the idea that we can actually not only become the main actor of our story, right? The main character, I should say, not actor, main character of our story, but also that we can generate, we can create from our desires, so we can actually become the author of our own story. One thing that helps that out, my friend, is vision. If you don't know where you're going to go, where are you going to go? Right? I love the idea. I think Will Rogers said that most of us are shooting for nothing and hitting it every time. What would happen if you started shooting for something? What would happen if you said, this is what beauty looks like. This is what peace or joy or life looks like for me. What would happen if you just started to go out there and imagine and create and put something out there? Just be brave, be bold, and do something that says, if I get to show up, if I could do this any way I wanted, if I was writing the story, how would it be? What would it look like? What would I do? How would I like to feel? That's what I did here. I'm telling you, hope deferred makes the heart sick. A desire fulfilled is a tree of life. Desire fulfilled is a tree of life. For those of you who've been doing vision boards, maybe you've been doing it, maybe it's just sitting there and you're waiting for some moment to happen. There's certain things, my friend, that you put on there that you should not wait for. Don't defer hope. Deferring hope is basically the modern day version of us saying, I have to eat my spinach before I can have my cake. Says who? That made sense when you're growing up. But right now, have your cake, right? Eat your dessert. Have something that you like, because you're the one that's making this thing up. If you defer your hope, if you're like, no, and this is, by the way, I lived here for a very long time. We're like, no, I can't do that because I'm a dad. I can't do that. I got responsibilities to the church. I got responsibilities to my business, my clients, and whatever. And what happens is that without even saying it, it's like we become a martyr. We sacrifice the thing that we desire so that we can somehow do something for other people that they never asked us to do. But how cool is it when you actually serve those people by stepping into the dream and the vision and the hope that you have for yourself? We're bringing our 4 kids with us on this journey that we're on right now. And I've had so many people say, well, what about school? They're going to be late for school. And my answer to that is yes, they are. And I had one person who was being charitable to me. He said, well, I'm sure that you're giving them a great education in the travel, and to maybe he was thinking through historical artifacts and places like that. And we are. But I believe actually the biggest part of what we're offering to our sons and daughters is the ability to live into your dream, into your vision, and to actually create a future that's worth living for. and finding a way to take action towards that. So back to the hope deferred thing. If you are someone who could do something, I was working with someone, and she had put on her vision board that she had always wanted to swim with dolphins ever since she was a little girl. This woman was making hundreds of thousands of dollars. And I said to her, Chantel, do you know how much it costs to swim with dolphins? Like a couple $100. Go do it, girl. Don't wait for something. Don't stop. Don't defer it. Don't keep kicking it down the road so that, maybe when I get to this level, I'll do that. No. Some things just do right now, because the more you enjoy this thing, the more you get to show up for the other parts that maybe are a little bit more laborious. The desire fulfilled is a tree of life. When you do the things you love and you get to be the person you love in the process, what happens is that life begins to touch everything else, right? This joy right here, it doesn't stay here. It's not just one moment. It's a snapshot that reminds me of who I am, and I'm going to take it with me wherever I go, and it's going to bless the clients that I work with. It's going to help me to be a better prospector. It's going to help me to be better, in this area. Why? Because I did something that made me feel like the me that I wanted to be. And I'm so glad that I did not defer that hope. I fulfilled the desire, baby. And you've got some things like that too. Now, maybe those things have been unexpressed. And those of you who are married, if there's something you want and you haven't been sharing that with your partner, shame on you. Get together, find a way to express that to this life partner that you have. Stop putting it off. Stop acting like, oh, well, one day, when I do this for her, then maybe we can. Stop it. Stop being a martyr, and actually step up and say, this is what I want. I'd love for this. Doesn't commit you to acting on it immediately, but it does actually bring you to a place where you can actually say, this thing is what I want. Now, you may get there, and it might be one of those things where you didn't actually want it, you just thought you wanted it, and that's okay too. That's okay too. But the ability for you to say, to imagine, first off, this is what I want, to say, this is what I want, and then to take some sort of small action towards it, it ends like this. And this isn't an ending, right? I don't die here. I'm going to take this on with me into more things. And so as you are one of those vision questers, as you are one of those people who are out there building your own thing and creating from your vision, all it does is it begets a new vision and a new one and a new one and a new one. Man, this thing is fun if you let it be. And it's not hard unless you make it hard. So for those of you who are out there and you don't have a vision, find a vision. Stop shooting for nothing. For those of you who have a vision, stop holding back and deferring that hope, okay? Just go out there and do that. Find some things that you can do, or a version of that you can do right now, right? Maybe you can't stay at the expensive resort. There's an expensive resort over here. But maybe you can go drink a drink in the lobby, right? Get as close as you can to that vision. Maybe you can't buy the Corvette, but maybe you can test drive or rent a Corvette. Get as close to that as you possibly can. So take small steps, don't defer, and live now, right? We're not guaranteed that any of this stuff, we have another day. We're not guaranteed that. So be the best lesson that you can possibly be for your children and for those that you lead, and live a life of vision fulfillment. Because whatever you do, you're giving other people permission to do the same. That's it for now. See you on the journey. Go make some vision.